Making a horse's backside famous. Yeah, so we'll see where that path goes then. Yeah, with these, what I've got to be careful of, you know these lower number cards, like it's got a 4 on.
Yeah.
If you go like that, move your frame fast like that, it pixelates when it's on the computer. With the 10, you get a better quality film when you go like that because it's more high speed.
I bought the 10 because I was reading yesterday and said to buy one for the phone.
Yeah.
It's super. The number 10.
Yeah. That's all I use now, but I've got these old 4s, as I say. I'm trying to identify that little problem. It might be the memory card's knackered. So I'll just order some more memory cards with the number 10 on them. We walked under that in that bracken and heather over there, didn't we? The road going to
Wales End.
Wales End that way, yeah, across the moors. Yeah. That was a good walk, that.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I think.
Yeah.
Drive a big this way.
12 miles it was.
You're faster than you can plan.
Well, it's easier to jump the bus up to here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Walk the 12 miles and then pick a bus up back to where you start. In your case, Wrexham End.
If you do walk on Stafford Bruce wants to do it Wednesday. We're parking forever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then walking up past where we camp behind the sun up there. Top of Demon's Ground and walk back along the canal after.
Ah, right, yeah.
It's easier on the canal going back, isn't it?
Aye. Nice and flat. Was a limestone quarry, this, wasn't it? Yeah, it'd have to be this limestone, yeah. Big blocks. Yeah.
It's slated to as well,
I think it gets more slaty on the moor, doesn't it? There's shafts all over that moorland there, you know. Some of them go back to Roman times. That's that lad Martin, he lent me a book, a small booklet, and it had a lot of the mines listed on it, the shafts going down, you know. It's quite an interesting little book. Yeah, I'm quite pleased he borrowed it to me.
I wouldn't do nothing with it. If it gets any bigger,
yeah.
Obviously, have to look at it then, like.
Spaniel of mine had a little. I was quite disappointed with it. It had a little lump in its skin, which it was noticeable, like when you were stroking it. And I took it to the vet, and it was one reason why I hate the RSPCA. There was a free veterinary assessment thing, and I took her to that, and this old woman she was about 208 years old. She's there, like, and she said there's nothing to worry about. She said it's just a lump of fat in its skin. And I took her away, and a few days later, overnight, it blew up to the size of a golf ball, and the dog had bit the top off it, so it was all leaking, blood and pus and everything. So I took her back and saw the same woman. I said, "You said it was nothing to worry about." She said, "Oh," she said, "clearly it wasn't a lump of fat then." I'm like, "Is that it, like?" And she says, "He'll have to have an operation." And she said, "It'll cost so much for this operation." She said, "But you don't have to use our vet, we can recommend another one, like." So I'm sure you can. And I took her away, and Kestrel there, and I took her to the PDSA, and just took it, looked at it, gave it an examination, said, "Okay, yeah, give me a collar," just put down it, stop it chewing itself. And she went in, had the operation, took her home the next day. She kept the collar on for a week. Cost me a tenner. I gave them 10 quid in a donation. And they were made up. Yeah, it was I think the RSPCA useless. And when it push came to shove, it was, oh, the operation will cost you this much and we can do it, or we can recommend another vet to do it for you. So cheeky gits. Well, it's North Wales Wildlife Trust this now. Minera Quarry has been associated with the extraction of limestone for 200 years. Since 1994, part of the site regenerated naturally and now hosts many rare and threatened species. 3 species of bat, lesser horseshoe, brown long-eared and natterer's bat, cliff dwelling birds, peregrine falcon and raven, parrot and mudwall are the fabulous plants. Limestone grass, pyramidal fragrance and frog orchids, round leaf, wintergreen, autumn gentian, moonwort, the list goes on. Industrial heritage, lead mine and limeworks. It's the North Wales Wildlife Trust do it. Handed that information over to that private body who wanted to charge me now for the information that Wrexham Council collected with the taxpayers' money.
I got on to him and the vet's writing to him saying that there's no previous records of anything like that, so it should be covered.
I bet they'll argue it.
Well, they said on the phone to me that they only put all these things up because of previous things. There's none of these on it.
When I first set up my shooting business in the 90s, I went to this insurance broker in Carnarvon and I gave him a complete picture of everything that I wanted to cover me for insurance, yeah? And guns and dogs and all sorts involved. Anyway, I got sent, they tailored this package for me, insurance package, and it came, I started paying the insurance like on the same direct debit, monthly debit, and I was happened to be reading through all the small print one day and I'd specifically asked for my dog to be insured and other dogs that would accompany me that day against all sorts of dangers, and it covered snake bites, accidental shooting and other injuries like, you know, barbed wire and stuff.
Yeah.
And suddenly noticed there was nothing in it about the dogs. And I went back to see this guy, arrogant prick he was anyway, and I said, there's a big chunk of this policy missing, which I believe I'm paying you for. You know, what's that like? And I explained about the dogs and I showed him the original letter, which I left with them. All these points have got to be insured, you know. And he said, oh yeah, we haven't done that one. And then why not? He said, well, we think it comes under pet insurance. He said, so we don't do it. We don't deal with any pet insurance. I said, I don't think this comes under pet insurance. I said, I can see the crossover. I said, but we're talking about, you know, commercial gun dogs here and stuff like that. And he said, oh no, we don't cover that. I said, so I've paid a couple of debits up to now on this policy and I've just found out that I'm not even covered. I said, you didn't even bother to tell me. I went there, the guy said, I didn't think it was that important. I said, these dogs can get shot and everything, you know. I said, they take ages to train. And some people, you know, they do field trials and all that. That's what they do. And I said, it was negligent. He said, do you want to cancel the policy? He just wasn't bothered. And he was a broker, you know.
You only back the ones you paid?
I carried on paying it for about a year. And then I went through I went through the National Shooting Club, like. I got information off them, and they said you'd be covered for this and that. So I changed insurers. I did it all myself, and then I was a trade member, and so I had £3 million insurance, and they wrote to me and said it'll cover everything that you wanted in this original policy. Yeah, but the guy just didn't give a shit, and if someone had had an accident or something like that with a dog, I wouldn't have been covered, and I could have fucked me right over that.
Yeah.
Horrible bastards, some of these insurance people, you know.
Well, we had a load of exclusion on this, so we didn't look at the small print, because it overlapped as it came, really. We moved from one to this pet plank is a better.
Oh yeah.
And we sent all the stuff from the vets. 2 or 3 times you have to have stuff from the vets about the history of the dog and everything. We did it all. And there's a fucking list of exclusions. Like heart, eyes, ears, bones.
What all the things that keep the dog alive.
Yeah. Things that I can't even cover for you. So I rang him up and and even the lad on the thing, he said, I just work in a call centre. And he said, even I can't see the point in this insurance policy.
Yeah.
So he went to the underwriters, he said, I'll get back to you in a minute. And he did get fair play.
So we challenged them, like, yeah, we're going that way.
Well, he went and he came back. Going to the underwriter. They wrote to the vet, emailed the vet, and they've emailed us, asking for all these exclusions, which ones apply. We want the vet to say, yeah, we've had this thing like third party with other dogs. And
well, like if you bite another dog and that sort of stuff.
everything was excluded. We're paying fucking £37 a month for this. So then, I mean, because the vet bill so far is 460 quid. And we've actually been to the vet once since then as well, it's probably 500 quid now. And the vet said the other day, said, fill this form, we'll write to them. We'll claim it for you. So whatever they do.
Well, they'll want paying money.
Oh yeah, I don't know whether they'll pay out to me.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But I said to them, if they don't, we will pay you.
And 400 quid so far, I mean, as regards vet fees.
I'm going to go to vets again, they usually the stitches out.
When you think what the prices some vets charge for stuff, I think that's quite cheap at the moment. It's just if it builds up to, you know, a couple of grand or something.
Well, the operation was 90 quid every 10 minutes for the operation.
How long was the operation?
Half an hour. But the drug thing, it's a dog, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's well used by dog walkers. Yeah, you'd be honest, you bring your dog up here. Park, well, you know you can drive down now and park by that gate.
Yeah.
You must stay on the road a bit and then go in.
I looked up there, the road looks like it's just by you.
A building over there.
I don't know if it is.
Peculiar shaped rock, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shandegla Forest over there.
You reckon?
Looks artificial, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And they built walls up around there, that bump. Yeah, it's quite a hole, that. If it was something other than limestone, it probably would have flooded by now. sandstone's quite porous.
Yeah.
Yeah, guess so. Good magnification on that camera, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not fully in either. Can't hold the bloody thing still.
Camera shakes worse when you zoom in.
Yeah.
The face on that looks like he means business, doesn't he?
Top shag of him, isn't he? That's first choice.
And the Nant on him. I reckon that one's the bottom of the pack. Oh yeah, there we go. And a wee there.
It's marking its territory, isn't it? Yeah. That one looks like a female, is it or not?
That's a ewe, that one.
Well, it's a lucky day then.
There's horsey.
Took that stop,
Electric fence in it.
yeah.
Ready cooked horse cutlets.
Very slick, isn't it?
This path doesn't see much traffic. You know, tell the ones I see with traffic because the woodwork's not slippy.
Yeah.
Okay, now, you know.
Very slippy. And that is an all.
They're skating on ice.
That one.
There was a time when the council had put bits of like wire mesh on these paths, on these stiles.
I remember they were going camping New Year's Eve. She said, you know, I wouldn't mind it. It wasn't too cold or wasn't this or something, I wasn't feeling ill or
Just a long night, isn't it?
yeah.
It wasn't so long ago when like Asda in Llandudno was selling their own brand of bread, you know, which was like 30 pence for a loaf or something. But at the end of the day, they'd sell them off to the customers for a penny.
Yeah, that seems to stop that now, doesn't it?
Yeah. Handy little reservoir, isn't it? You don't really see this from the road here. The old spillway. Gwern Hall, that house is behind the trees there. Like the old Lord of the Manor type house, isn't it?
Yeah, smart, isn't it?
Yeah. Obviously some needed some TLC. Yeah, I think you're right there about the D. Definitely in there.
Yeah. Got to be, isn't it? There's the ruin there, isn't it?
Ah, yeah. Well, the footpath swings to the left from there. It's listed on here as a bridleway between that ruin and the road. Somewhere here, path swings off to the left. Little room building. Yeah, it's just before it, sort of swings that way. Christ knows where it is. We'll just go that way.
We just saw the goal in front of that goal, really, isn't it?
Yeah. You are now welcome to walk in the woods. Shove that up the anus and walk here anyway. Keep dogs under control. Leave wildfowls enjoy, take care of demonstration strokes, take your litter home with you, no fires or overnight camping, no access for motor vehicles. So it doesn't say no offensive wives. Spelling mistake in the Welsh there.
On the top?
There. It's got this Osgwylwch yn dda.
Oh.
There should be a W there. Helpiwch neu amddiffyn cwyteroedd a bywygwy. So we're there now, yeah. That's it.
You mentioned that before, Glasgow, didn't you?
Yeah. So my plan is to go through the wood there, following that path, hit that, and that one brings out on the road. Bwlchgwyn's here, innit? We come round and back up Bwlchgwyn there, and into Minera. It must expect to be popular. They got a car park. There.
Yeah.
And one there as well. Not far, look at that scale there.
Yeah, it's 400 metres, yeah.
400, so that's...
600 metres through there, maybe.
Well, even if it was 8.
800, yeah.
It's only half a mile, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kijk, pichnoggy on the tree.
2 dogging areas, haven't you?
Oh, you better shed load of that going on around here. I suppose that's called Ffrith Viaduct, is it? There's a bit of a pull. I've only got a class 4 memory card in this. It's the railway again, where that viaduct was earlier. And I've only got a class 4 memory card, so if I swing this suddenly it might pixelate. Apologies for that if it does in the footage. This path's like one of those false summit things on the hills. You think, oh, it's going to level out now, with that there's another incline. This is a little lane to our left. If it is, we can take it.
Thank you.
The police one, was it?
Yeah.
Blue and yellow, the cop one, eh?
Yeah.